What's up, Mixed Reactions? It's Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. It's Ian, Casey, Justin, and Nick. How you doing today, Nick?
Well, I haven't changed my emotions from like the past 3 weeks, so I'm still miserable.
Yeah, that interception that he threw, was it Rosmer? Wow. I heard
Third
about
and
it on the
one.
radio and then I saw it and I was like, oh fuck. What about you, Justin?
Yeah,
Ah, I told your asses. Fucking Cohen told your asses.
he did.
You
No,
deserve a golf clap for that one.
Wait,
He
what are we
did.
talking about? The Patriots?
no shit. 7 weeks
He's
ago, I
still
told you they were going 11-2.
That was their 11th win. Okay, big dog. Go ahead. Yeah, you have been, and you've been saying it to the point where I thought you were delusional initially. So yeah, definitely talk your shit. I was like, man, you think it's too far ahead. I do the same thing. And then sure enough, man, they're 11-2. Um, and then Casey's team, they had an exciting win on Thanksgiving. How you doing today, Casey?
Hey, no complaints on my end. Like you said, we had a great win on Thanksgiving. I'm hoping we can continue that this Thursday. Let's get right into it.
Yes, sir. Well, because I know you guys have a lot. Some of you more. Well, I mean, the only other person teams who lost is Knicks. Casey and Justin are on a pretty positive note. I'm just going to touch on the Rams quickly. Casey's comment in the group chat on I think it was Sunday. It definitely made me feel a little better about it. It's a game. It's going to be a I guess a fringe playoff team in the Panthers. It's in tough weather. Um, I mean, and yeah, we just didn't. I was surprised. I mean, we came into that game 10-point favorites. We were rolling, and the way our defense looked, and what was it, the second quarter where we were just well, no, the first quarter they scored 14 points. We were just letting them roll, and then that drive at the end of I mean, it took most of the third quarter. Obviously Bryce Young throwing three more touchdowns. Stafford, I mean, I could double check. He's probably still in the running for MVP.
He
I'm
is.
not too concerned. I mean, there's not too much on the game that I want to touch on. It's a good team. I mean, if we had lost to the Vikings, nah. I would say if we
Or
had
the
lost to
Raiders.
like the Raiders,
The
yeah,
Raiders.
that's a better example. Then I'd be a little concerned. But I mean, I'm not tripping. We got to go to Glendale this upcoming weekend. We still got to play Detroit at Seattle, at Atlanta, at home against Arizona. So I'm guessing the Bears owe the tiebreaker with us. That's why they're listed ahead of us in the standings, but I'm still confident we'll get I want the bye. I do want the bye
Correct.
bad, but I want the two seed at least. So we don't have to go on the road until the champion. We'll be fine in the NFC Championship. Just let us get home until we get there.
Yeah. So when it comes to the Rams in that game, Ian, like I said, I wouldn't have too much reason to be concerned right now if I were you. Like you said, it was an inclement weather game against a team who's on the rise. And obviously, you guys have been rolling the past month and a half. Before Sunday, Stafford hadn't thrown a pick in about 8 weeks. You guys were due for a game like this. It wasn't your cleanest. Stafford wasn't at his best, and you still almost hung on for the win. It's one of those games that you're going to look back at, and maybe you needed to kind of get the ship back right heading into the postseason. I wouldn't be worried at all if I were you. Every team has a game like this.
Yeah, no, I wanted to like you guys said, I never really opened up and I wanted to touch on the Rams first just because I knew it wasn't going to take that long just because it wasn't the way they played this weekend didn't change my opinion on them. They are who we thought they were, in the words
Not
of
at all.
Dennis Green. Uh, but yeah, no,
Yeah, I would say. I watched bits of the Rams game, and Stafford. This is probably Stafford's worst game in a good long while. I'm not sure if it's arguably his worst game of the season. Arguably, I mean, I don't think it may not have been his worst. Um, he's still. I mean, right now, DraftKings has the sportsbooks have Drake May just a little bit ahead of him for the
mm,
MVP. But I would still, I mean, in terms of overall body of work, I would still probably lean towards Stafford in terms of who will actually get it right now. Um, I mean, Drake May does lead the league in passing yards, completion percentage, and passer rating, but he's probably not going to catch Stafford. I mean, Stafford's still 9 touchdowns ahead of him, and he's got a game in hand. So I would still lean towards Stafford right now. Um, Now, if the Patriots and May were to run the table into the playoffs, then I would say it's more likely for May to get it. But right as it stands right now, if you told me right now, I have to decide who the MVP is right now, I'd probably lean Stafford.
My opinion
I would
doesn't
too.
change
I'd still
on
lean
the
towards
Rams.
Stafford.
My
No, not at
opinions don't
all.
change with the Rams. I think the Rams are
No.
still the best team in the NFL. I think it's unfortunate that inclement weather really. I had them, when I said I think a couple weeks ago or last week, I said that they could, they they were the best team, and I'd still take them over Philly in Philly and all that. And now I think I changed my mind a little bit. Inclement weather really it does affect Stafford. It affects the Rams in general. They seem like they stay in the game. It's just like when they played Philly last year. They were in that game the whole time, and they stayed right with them. And then all of a sudden, everything crumbled right around them. The big plays, the stupid plays, everything all happened in that one game, and it felt like that when they played the Panthers. Now, I ain't gonna sit there and say that like they can't go on the road and win, but I mean that it is a concern. I would be concerned if I was a Rams fan. You guys need that home field.
I think they do too because them being a dome team, especially a dome team that resides in southern LA, they're not going to be ready for those cold weather type environments. So I agree, Nick, fully. Going into a city like Philadelphia, or if it stays the way that it is, if they had to go into Chicago to
Yeah.
play an NFC championship game, I think the weather would negatively impact them.
I mean,
And
really. Oops, sorry.
oh no, you're good. Go ahead. You're good.
I mean, really, you think about it. What all these teams that are in the playoffs right now, from technically from the standpoint, we got Green Bay, we got Chicago, we got Carolina, we got Philly. I mean, we got all these outdoor weather, all these outdoor fields, and the Rams
Hmm.
are. I mean, like I said, they're in an uphill battle if they don't get to that number one. I don't even, if they can get to a game where they're in the dome, like Casey said, if they're just in a dome or anywhere with better weather, I think they're fine. But I think it's kind of crazy to think that they're going to go against a team more than likely if they don't make the number one seed outdoors. You're going somewhere.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. And before we kind of get to one of your guys' teams, yeah, no, that's a really good point. Like you said, whether it's Green, I mean, the one of the teams that plays in the North, obviously the Lions. Well, we'll see what happens with them, but they play in a dome. But other than that, Green Bay, what Philly, Chicago, I don't want to have to play against Caleb Williams. And I mean, in Chicago, I could care less who we play in LA, but it the
You
Rams
also
aren't.
don't want to go to Seattle either.
Yep.
No,
It's
I don't
no.
want to go to Seattle either. I mean,
No,
it could be rainy, it could be cold. That's one team. They're kind of flying under the radar that I don't want to play. But no, I mean, I don't want if we can run our routes and we don't have to worry about the weather and like you said from LA, it's one thing being an outdoor team, but it's not like we're coming from Philly and we're going to play in windy Chicago. Like we're coming from LA. And that's what I love about the NFL, man. The weather is always I mean we saw the Patriots when they beat down the Colts the year that Peyton Manning was, balling, murdered them I think it was Foxborough or Gillette, but I don't know, man. I'm still excited though. I'm very optimistic.
well, especially with a team. You said it perfectly too, especially with a team like the Rams, who so much of their offense relies on Stafford, the receivers, and the timing. And so when you're in that inclement weather, it can throw off that timing even by a half a second. But when you're so used to that exact same timing, that half a second can make all the difference in the world for a team like the Rams.
Yeah, it
Um,
absolutely can.
Well, before we jump into one of your guys' teams, just quick questions. Is Stafford a Hall of Famer? You guys said no a couple seasons ago, but I mean he's
Not first ballot. He may be a couple ballots in the line. Maybe
I'm
say second. I'd probably say second or third ballot right now.
Second ballot, I'd say a second ballot.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, he'd have to, if he won the Super Bowl this year, change. Everything's different, and especially if he won the MVP in the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl MVP, everything just goes his way. That would automatically get him in.
That changed it.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah,
Cooper Cup won it the first time the MVP when we played.
He did.
he
He
did.
did.
He did. Yeah, no. If Stafford wins MVP, another Super Bowl and Super Bowl MVP, yeah, he'll that will absolutely propel him to a first ballot. No question.
Yes, sir. But yeah, no, enough about my Rams. Like I said, I'm very optimistic. Let's go ahead. The other, team that lost this weekend, Knicks Vikings. Was it Max Brosmer? Was it the start of quarterback?
Oh
Just go
yeah.
ahead and get into that.
I think everybody wants to talk about everything about my team except for the football game. I don't think they care. Everybody, this is a circus for them. My opinion on it. You got a guy that's going in there that's never played a snap. Sound familiar? and then all of a sudden puts up freaking like 84 yards, and it's just everything's atrocious. We get down to the field, we pick it off, or a turnover comes over for us, I think, and then all of a sudden we're down to 4th and 1, and Kevin O'Connell has this great opportunity to be like, hey, let's run it right up the middle and get that first down at least. And we don't even try that. We do a 4th and 1 play action, and before I know, I see Max Brosman just running for his life, and he throws the ball up like an idiot. And I'm like, just don't pick it off. And of course, out of all of it, and then when they picked it off, I said, don't do a pick six, and then bang it. Everything I said all just happened in front of my face, and I can't help it. Just to think that this is going to be a talk of conversation. It's not. It's not just going to come down to the players now. Now I was like, I'm going to go on my Vikings fan page, and they're going to go after Kevin O'Connell or the general manager. And right at the top of the list, there they are. We need to fire Kevin O'Connell. He doesn't know how to do plays and all this other shit. I'm like, dude, you was just coach of the year last year. I'm like, what more do you want? And now this is where I am. I'm defending my team year in and week in and week out. It's just I'm on the defense. I don't know what they can do to make us better. I just need something where they show something where there's life. Like that Detroit Lions game, I still hang on to that for JJ McCarthy. These next, he's got Washington and he's got the Giants in like 3 weeks, 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Let him, he needs to cook something here. I don't expect him to do well against the good teams, but I think he needs to do something.
Yeah, and I think it's always you're always going to be in not a good position, but you can always have room for optimism when your coach isn't the problem. I don't think Kevin O'Connell's the problem at all. Like you said, he won Coach of the Year last year. I mean the Vikings are just I mean they've been banged up, a good amount of the year too. Jefferson hasn't had the breakout year we thought. McCarthy's had growing pains. Yeah, I mean it's just going to be one of those things where we'll see. Like you said, you didn't really, know or not really know like at this point know what they can do to even improve. I mean maybe we see some splashes in the offseason, but I think it's a good thing when at least the coach isn't the problem. I mean because there's some teams with some bad coaches out there. I don't think Minnesota's got one of the I think he's a pretty good coach.
No, I wouldn't put it on Kevin O'Connell. I mean, I won't lie. When I saw that Brosmer pick, I was thinking I had the Benny Hill theme music playing in my head, and I was like, "This is like watching the." It was like watching the butt fumble game on Thanksgiving with the Jets. It really was. I mean, the the Vikings looked worse than the Jets were when they were on their 7 or 8 game losing streak. I mean, it was bad. It was awful to watch. And it's sad because I like the Vikings again, as I've said before, they are my NFC team that I've supported.
My
Um,
only thing on that is that we are going against the Seattle Seahawks here. This is not a bum team. Their defense is
no.
very, very good. And when you got a
Mhm.
guy that's going to make his first career start, what do you really want him to do? I mean, I want him to go out there and light it up. But these guys are hungry and they're synced. They're synced right up. Seattle's defense is very top tier, and we're in their house. I mean, everything was against us. I didn't have high hopes for the guy to do really well. I'd like to see some just like something to spark. And then all of it on top of it all, Justin Jefferson had a ball in his hands. Then it became an interception. Addison has dropped a couple. Even our key guys are even still a problem. No one's there. Everybody's just out of their head here. And it's unfortunate that now we're going into another week where we can't even get anything going and it doesn't feel good at all. Like I don't have anything I can really defend it on other than these guys are inexperienced and the game plan, they're not either comprehended or it's not a good game plan.
Nick, I'm going to ask you a question. Is it time to? I mean, I know it's going to sound blasphemous, but is it time for considering trading Justin Jefferson?
Only way there, no, you can't do that now. We're still young. You can't just go out there and if we did that now, we pretty much forfeit that. The day that Justin Jefferson gets traded, I think that's when Kevin O'Connell. That's when the fire sale happens. That's when the coaches get fired.
Hmm.
You can't do it. We just signed him, and I mean it's unfortunate. Like I don't trust anybody that signs a contract anymore because all they have to do is go on social media and they're off the team. They can be like, "Well,
Hmm.
I don't want to be here anymore." So that's where I'm at with that, and I think that for sure, Justin Jefferson, he's starting to turn in. He's starting to turn into a bad apple. I don't blame him, but for
Hmm.
what he is, it's gonna be. It's time to suit up, and I think he's got about another year before he starts pulling his hair out of his head.
Well, it's not really Justin Jefferson's fault, though, as far as this particular season. I mean, you got to think about it. He had as many receiving yards as your quarterback had interceptions. He had 4 yards the whole
Yeah.
game.
But I'm saying that we were going against Seattle and we have Max Brosmer. I mean, how much more do you really want? If it was against the Giants, if it was against a team that was
In all
not affiliate, I
in
can't put
all
that right
fairness
there.
to Max Brosmer, what could you in all fairness to Max, though, like, what did you guys really expect? You put him in a lose-lose situation. It was his first start going into a very high playoff caliber team with a ferocious defense. There was no chance he was going to win that game.
I personally didn't think that either. I would have liked to see a lot more run. We did more pass than run. I felt like everybody wanted him to be Superman for like friggin' 4 quarters. And I'm like, we'll be lucky if we even get to see him try to do anything in the first. And he didn't. And to top it all off, when he was out there in the play call and kept on going pass, pass, run, and then, like every time they ran the ball, they passed it 3 more times. We go 3 and out like every other minute. And I'm like, all right, I'm like, we got to do
Yeah.
something different here. And the play call wasn't changing. Kevin O'Connell wanted him to be this man. And I'm like, it's not going to happen. Swallow your pride, run the ball, and just hope for it. Because we were in that game all the way. We were not out. And Sam Darnold, believe it or not, did not have a good game. He threw
Oh,
for
good.
100 something, like what,
Oh, he played
125
bad.
yards. We had that game.
Sam Darnold didn't even
Yeah,
need a play,
Darnold did
and
not have a good game.
Seattle was going to win that game regardless. Darnold didn't need a play.
Yeah, but he didn't even do anything
100%.
spectacular. I thought when that pick six happened, we went 3 and out, I believe, right after that. And I was like, Darnold can light this up and just take us away. He never had an opportunity of taking the game away. It was everybody but him, my opinion.
Yeah, fully agree. Um, Justin, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
You can go because I got a couple things I'll go over. So you can go ahead. You can go
All
ahead.
right. So obviously on Thursday, appreciate that. So, this was a great win. Again, I'm going to reiterate a lot of the same points that I said last week. This was a fantastic win for Dallas. I mean, now in the past 4 days, they've beaten the two teams that were represented in the Super Bowl last year. They've beaten the last two defending Super Bowl champions. I mean, this is a really great stretch for them. I'm almost at the point where I'm starting to feel delusional again with them, thinking that they might have a shot. Like I'm like making the Kool-Aid, but I haven't officially taken a sip yet. Like that's gonna come this Thursday, depending on what happens. It was another phenomenal performance from Dak. The offense is really still sticking together as I thought that it would. But the defense is really what I'm happy with right now when it comes to Dallas. I mean, they are they've grown so much from being an absolute travesty to just being a mid to average defense. And I've been saying all year long that's all they need to be with this caliber of offense, and they can be extremely successful. And it's more than evident in these past 3 games. Their defense doesn't need to be great, it just has to be sustainable. And with that Quentin Williams trade, with the Logan Wilson trade, with DeMarvion Overshown now back, it truly feels like this is the team that can contend. But it may be too little too late because of how they started the season. Like they still have to run the table from here on out, I feel. Potentially affordable one more loss, but I don't even think that really. I feel like they're going to have to run the table from here on out. Now, no shade against our upcoming schedule, but thankfully, after the Lions, we got the Vikings at home, we got the Chargers at home, we got the Commanders and the Giants. Like those are all extremely winnable games for this Dallas team, how they've been playing. And you know, there's a big trend that I've noticed this year that's been taking the course, I'd say the most evident over the last 3 or 4 to 5 games. And I gotta give my man Nick a little bit of credit here on this one because he's been saying it for a couple of years now about CD. Although CD had a great bounce back game, 7 catches, 112 yards, a touchdown. He had a phenomenal game. In the crucial moment on a third down to seal the game, Dak wasn't looking at CD. Didn't even bat an eye to CD Lamb. He was looking at George Pickens. Same thing last week back to Philadelphia to seal the game, get him in the field goal range. Dak didn't even glance at CeeDee Lamb. He looked directly at George Pickens, and kudos to Pickens. He made the catch both times. One more thing about Pickens: if he landed that hurdle and scored the touchdown, that would have been the play of the year. That was outstanding athleticism. We'll get into the picks later about how I feel they're going to do this weekend at Detroit. Detroit is one of the most high-flying offenses in the league. Does anyone know the situation with Amon-Ra St. Brown? Is he playing Thursday or no?
He's not, as I understand it. I could be wrong, but last I saw, he was not playing.
That's gonna hurt.
That can hurt them. That obviously can hurt. Obviously, Jameson Williams is phenomenal, but I don't know if he's going to be able to carry them. So that could be big for Dallas if he's out. Trayvon Diggs is now back and practicing for Dallas, but this might sound crazy. I don't know if I want Trayvon Diggs back in the lineup right now.
Don't upset the
I
apple
want
cart.
to think of I don't want to I still think of Trayvon Diggs from that 2021 season when he led the league in interceptions, but he hasn't been the same ever since that year. He just hasn't.
Right.
And so I'm okay with the defense as currently constructed. I really don't know if I want Trayvon Diggs back in this lineup.
Maybe
we're speaking of MVP.
maybe in a sub package, if anything, but you don't want him as a right.
Yeah, don't want him as a consistent corner in the rotation. I agree with that 100%, Justin. Now, we're speaking of MVPs, and I want to throw this question around. Say Dallas does run the table, and Dak continues to play at the level that he's at. He's going to have to get some consideration for MVP at that point. I'm not saying win it, but he'll have to get some consideration.
I think it would put him in the top 5, but it won't get him in it. It won't get him the MVP.
I mean, I don't know. I think it also depends too, because if the Rams get the top seed, I don't think there's no way it doesn't go to Stafford.
I agree.
If the Rams don't get the top seed and Dak leads the Cowboys to the playoffs after the way they started and how good offense is playing, I don't see why he can't. I think it's between Drake May, Dak, and Stafford right now, and I think who else is really got to go look at the odds? What?
Right now, it's Drake in the lead, Stafford a close second, Dak, Myles Garrett, and JSN are close third, are far beyond third, fourth, and fifth.
If this award went to what it truly meant, most valuable player, I've been saying it for weeks. It should 100% still go to Jonathan Taylor. Because when he can't carry the Colts, look how bad they are.
But that's kind of a point. You have to be that consistent, and Jonathan Taylor for the last couple of weeks has not been consistent.
I think that might be the fault of the offense of the Colts, not necessarily so much the fault of Jonathan Taylor, though.
I'm not taking that from him necessarily, but it is to his detriment.
Yeah, I agree. Now, Justin, you said it 8 weeks ago, buddy. The Patriots were going to be 11-2 at the bye week. You sip your drink and congratulations because you deserve it, my friend. Here's a little golf clap for Notre Dunks. And it's like I said, buddy, this is your best take since 2017 when you said LeBron was going to the Lakers in 2 years.
Yeah. This game was over by the end of the first quarter. The Patriots defense were playing a game of jacked up with Jackson Dart, and Gunnar Olszewski, who used to be with the Patriots as I think he was a 6th or 7th round draft pick about 4 or 5 years ago. All these hits that the Patriots defensive players, Christian Ellis and Harold Landry, completely legal hits. But hot damn, just absolutely leveling both Olszewski, who they knocked him out of the game. I hope he's okay health-wise. It looked like a pretty nasty concussion that he probably suffered in that kick return. Jackson Dart, dude, get out of the bounds. Protect yourself.
He's going to end up like radio after a couple of years.
He's going to be like Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, no, he's too. It's a war. It's a
Yeah,
gladiator
that
sport,
he.
man.
I
And
didn't like his press conference answer
his
about it
press
either.
conference was
Saying he's played.
absolute
What did he
garbage.
say?
Absolute. I'm not changing how I play. This isn't soccer. You've seen how I play from since I was started all my life. It's like I'm not going to change how I play just because someone tells me I should. It's like, okay, well, and this was being echoed across every news outlet and sports outlet. You, as the franchise quarterback of the New York Football Giants, carry the franchise, not just yourself, but every player on your team on that side of the ball, including your coach, including your GM, including your coordinators.
Yep.
If you go down, they go down.
Logically, man, I do agree with you, but I mean, shit, he's a tough dude, man. I mean, it's kind of
Toughness,
hard to. I get
his
what you're
toughness has
saying.
never been in question, though. No one is doubting his toughness, not one bit.
It's
It's his.
his, yeah.
Use your
It's not a
mind.
question of tough. It's a question of intelligence at this point. Like it's like Dart,
Exactly.
he has all the talent in the world. You see it when he's out there.
Hmm.
He has the ability to build a long and sustainable career, but not if he's playing reckless like this.
And this is what we were saying early on with Josh Allen's career. Josh Allen was reckless with how he was playing hero ball, trying to be Superman. Now, to Josh Allen's credit, he learned how to play the position and while he still plays Superman for times, he protects himself. Patrick Mahomes, same thing. Though Mahomes didn't really have to play Superman in the sense like Josh Allen or Jackson Dart is doing right now. But Jackson Dart, if you ever see this, ever, slide, get out of bounds, protect yourself, your family, and everyone else around you, because you are going to cause problems for
Absolutely.
yourself long term,
That
not just the
that
short term.
quote that quote's inevitable too, because no matter what, good or bad, which I'm gonna go with bad, he's gonna be a meme where
Mm-hmm.
it's either he's gonna be actually out there playing and he does get hurt for being the top guy, or
Mm-hmm.
there's gonna be a big game where he's gonna need to do that and he's gonna say in your face, I did it, I got that first down, and I stayed in bounds. You know what I mean?
But
So
there
it's
is
gonna be
something there is something to be said about right. But there is something to be said about the context of what of the game, what's going on in the game. This was 2nd and 13 in the first quarter.
yeah.
This wasn't like the NFC Championship. You're
Yeah.
playing for your playoff lives. You got to get it, otherwise your season's toast. They're done. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah. Not to mention that it was only in the first quarter of the game, but this is for a 2-10 team. Like you said, this isn't a playoff game. This isn't the Super Bowl. This isn't to go to the playoffs. This is a meaningless regular season game for the Giants. Win or loss, it's not going to change the outcome of their season. Jackson Dart should have gotten out of bounds and not taken that hit. Bottom line.
On the plus
Absolutely
side,
agree.
at least you know on the plus side, if it is a big moment, he'll jump on the ball if he fumbles it. He will. This guy's not scared,
Yeah, he
and
won't pull a
I'm
Cam
not
Newton.
mad at it.
He won't
I
pull a
like the
Cam
way.
Newton.
I don't like the mentality. I like the mentality. I don't like the way that he has to put it out there that he is this tough guy. Like, he just came off injury. Didn't he just he was in a concussion,
He
right?
was.
That's what they,
He was.
Yep.
so he going out there and now he's putting a target on his back. Like, oh look, you're not going to run out of bounds. We'll make sure that happens. A lot of defenders love hearing
So
that. Keep him out there.
before this segment ends and we got to move on, guys, I just want to ask you guys a question. This is a round table. You answer it quickly. We move on. Are the Chiefs done?
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
No,
What you got,
sorry,
Ian? Are they
my
done?
bad. I was on mute. No, I don't think they're done. Chiefs are going to the playoffs.
I think they need too much help.
Okay, put this way. Who do you have a
That's
better
the
chance of believing in right now? Think about the situations of where Kansas City and Dallas is. Do you believe that Dallas is going to make it to the playoffs, or do you believe that Kansas City is going to make it to the playoffs? Because I think
I don't
Kansas
think
City has a better team.
I don't think Kansas City's got a better chance, but I don't see either team making it.
I think Dallas
I,
has a bigger uphill battle.
I agree.
Even with
I
that
agree.
win.
But I think Kansas City has too many too many teams ahead of them that they will be on
But
the
the thing
outside.
is, they all play each other too. Kansas City plays Houston. Jacksonville still has to play the Colts, I think, twice, right? Am I mistaken?
Jacksonville has to. Well, that here's the thing. Jacksonville owns the tiebreaker with, and the Chargers, the Chargers, the Bills, and the
Colts.
Jaguars all own the
Oh,
tiebreaker over Kansas City, and they're in the wild
Correct.
card.
Oh,
But the Colts don't. So if the Jacksonville Jaguars win out and beat the Colts, they could be either the Colts ball, and not to mention they still have to go against the Chargers again, and they have to
The
go against the
Colts,
Broncos.
but the Colts also
but
own the
Nick, the
conference
Chiefs,
record tiebreaker.
the Chiefs are such a uphill battle right now because they have to win out. So to answer your question, Nick, I say Dallas has the better chance of making the playoffs because, frankly, not even being biased, Dallas is just a better team than Kansas City right now too, and I give Dallas a better chance to win out the rest of their schedule than I do Kansas City to win out theirs.
I'm just going by the situation because you guys still have San Francisco. Who is it? Who's in the play? Who's in the wild card? San Francisco, Detroit, and Green. Is it Green Bay?
I
Does
got
that
it
make
right
sense?
here.
yeah,
Detroit's
it's
not in it
Green
right
Bay.
now. It's San
Detroit's not right.
Francisco. Yeah, Detroit's not in it now. It's San Francisco, Green Bay, and the
It's a San
Seahawks.
Francisco, Green Bay, and the Seahawks, and then the Buccaneers, Eagles, Rams, and Bears are all the division leaders.
Yeah. So then they're all 2 games ahead of Dallas, or 1 game.
Dallas is
They're all
6-5-1. Niners are 9-4, and they're in the 7th seed.
Yeah. Yeah.
they're 2 games ahead because Green Bay owns the tiebreaker over Dallas.
No,
So
they don't.
effectively 2 games. Well, no, well, they're 2 games ahead of Dallas right now. They're 8-3-1.
Yeah, but they don't know the tiebreaker. It was a tie game. So, I mean, the tiebreaker then would come down to since the head-to-head ended a tie, it would go down to divisional. And Green Bay, yeah, Dallas has lost one in the division. I think Green Bay has as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Green Bay hasn't lost in their division yet. They're 3-0.
They haven't.
So what's the
So
better
Green Bay.
route here? Trying to get the NFC East, or is it trying to get that wild card spot? This is kind of interesting because the Eagles have been crapping this down.
Mhm.
As crazy as it sounds for Dallas, the best path is for the Eagles to collapse for them to win out.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's fair because the Eagles are 8-4, Dallas is 6-5, and then the last wild card spot is San Francisco at 9-4. So yeah, Dallas, it's kind of unlikely, but the Eagles have to collapse. Personally, man, I mean, I was thinking how to word this earlier. I think the Chargers and the Lions are the only 2 games you guys are gonna have to win. The other three, you just gotta survive, and I could
Mm-hmm.
definitely. I mean, yes, they need a lot of help, but I mean, there's still one, two. Oops, sorry, I'm counting my fingers here. What, 5 weeks left? Like you guys still have time for not only to win, but for other teams to lose. So I would be in a pretty good, and I do not want to see Dallas in the playoffs. I'd feel good if I was a Dallas fan.
I'm going to echo something that
No,
we were talking about the Rams. I do not want to go anywhere for the playoffs other than sitting at home. New England needs that number one seed.
no, I
I
agree,
don't want,
Justin. I agree with that
now
entirely.
I'm not Denver. I'm not necessarily afraid of in terms of, do I think we could beat them? Yes. But I don't want to go to Denver to do it.
In Denver, you could. I don't think you could beat them in Denver. No offense to New England, I just don't think they could beat them in Denver.
Not in Denver. Denver could come to New England and we could beat them at home. But I
I
don't think
agree.
we could beat Denver
So
in Denver.
Yes,
How much trust do you have in the Patriots then? Even with this big win streak, is it because of this weak schedule that you really are starting to second guess yourself? With like,
No,
if they go
no,
anywhere, they're gonna be dead in
no,
the water.
no. Just history. New England struggles to win at Denver.
The Giants usually beat the streaks of whatever the Patriots have, and I mean that's in the past, man. This is nothing related to what it is.
It's just a bugaboo, like black cat crossing your path kind of thing.
Yeah.
We could beat
yeah.
them. That's just the one place, if I were
Ian, how
given the
much time do
choice,
we got?
I'd rather not go to.
Minute
We got about
45.
minute 45.
Oh.
If given the choice,
So,
I'd rather
Ian,
not go to Denver. That's all.
I want to reiterate something you just said to Ian, and I think you're being very real and very unbiased with that, with your take of you don't want to play Dallas. I don't think anybody wants to play Dallas right now, to be honest with you, the way that they're playing. I think they are one of the scariest teams in the league.
And no one wants to play Houston.
Yeah, I didn't even see
No,
what
that
happened. I
defense for
looked.
Houston is relentless, and that's
They,
why I'm fearing for the Chiefs because I don't know. I don't know how.
It ain't
but
gonna be fun.
About 1 minute left, just so we don't cut off like the Sopranos. As close as we've come, I think we've always managed to squeeze it out. But anything you guys want to leave with before we go to part two
Yeah.
here in about 10 minutes?
No, I'm good. I'll see you all for part two.
I'm looking forward to seeing what the sign's gonna say, Justin. Are you changing it? The fuck?
Yeah, I'll change it up.
Oh.
See you guys
All
in a
right.
few.
All right.